The Layers by Stanley Kunitz. I have walked through many lives, some of them my own, and I am not who I was, though some principle of being abides from which I struggle not to stray. When I look behind, as I'm compelled to look before I can gather strength to proceed on my journey, I see the milestones dwindling toward the horizon and the slow fires trailing from the abandoned campsites over which scavenger angels wheel on heavy wings. Oh, I have made myself a tribe out of my true affections, and my tribe is scattered. How shall the heart be reconciled to its feast of losses? In a rising wind, the manic dust of my friends, those who fell along the way, bitterly stings my face. Yet I turn, exulting somewhat, with my will intact, to go wherever I need to go, and every stone on the road precious to me. In my darkest night, when the moon was covered and I roamed through wreckage, a nimbus-clouded voice directed me. Live in the layers, not on the litter. Though I lack the art to decipher it, no doubt the next chapter in my book of transformations is already written. I am not done with my changes. Welcome to the Poetry Oracle podcast. This poem, by another poet laureate in America, Stanley Kunitz, is a classic and felt right for me today and generally now in my life. First, I am struck by how he suggests that perhaps we walk through multiple lives, both ourselves and also in others' lives in the world. This to me is brilliant. Then, in the looking back over one's life, which is a compulsion, and necessary, as he suggests, before one can gather the strength to move forward in one's own life. And the looking back carries with it the distant memories which scavenger angels must now go through, picking the parts that are still important on this traveler's journey forward. And my heart so feels the feast of losses, lost friends, family, animals, and even my youthful energy and exuberance for life that was once like a fountain flowing. And for me, I feel like he means the precious stones are the milestones of his life, of our lives, and also the heavy millstones, both necessary and important, with new ones now coming as he turns his face forward to the change that is here and also that which will come. And that brings a certain reminder of hope. Nothing is constant, all things change. And the guide who speaks to him is the nimbus cloud. This is the cloud of rain, precipitation, snow, hail, and in the extreme, even thunderstorms. It's gray, even blackish in color, and when we see it, we take note. Rain and or storms are coming. But it also provides the gold, the treasure, the mythic elixir to live in the layers and not on the litter. Kunitz said this line came to him in a dream from the other world where we spend 1/3 of our lives, so it can have so many meanings for me, and I admit I love it for just what it is, an otherworldly omen that has such value to cross over into the world of the human being in his waking state. I am taking it to mean for me that one should live from the many layers of the experience we have lived in this looking back and not get caught up in the surface level things, the debris, the fleeting, flat experiences that really give us no nourishment. They are only the wrappers discarded for the real and rich food of lived experience down in the layers of our lives. And he struggles, but yet he knows to move forward as the being whom he is, not to stray from his own truth. Little did he know that in writing this at age 73, he would live another 27 years. Kunitz said that this poem itself was a summing up of his life, looking back over the losses that are guaranteed in life after he suffered a number right before writing this classic. Kunitz once said that in the process of poetry, a life is turned into a legend. I will never forget him for this poetic truth, and that all of our lives lived do become truly legendary somehow, and that we can continue to change and transform right up to our last day. A deep bow and blessings to all of you until next time. About Stanley Kunitz. Stanley Kunitz received 2 degrees from Harvard. He then served in World War II after his request for conscientious objector status was denied. He taught at Bennington College in Vermont and later at universities including Columbia, Yale, Princeton, Rutgers, and the University of Washington. His honors include a Pulitzer Prize, the Bullinger Prize, a Ford Foundation grant, a Guggenheim Foundation Fellowship, Harvard's Centennial Medal, the Levinson Prize, the Harriet Monroe Poetry Award, a Senior Fellowship from the National Endowment for the Arts, the National Medal of the Arts, and the Shelley Memorial Award. He served for 2 years as a consultant in the poetry to the Library of Congress, was designated State Poet of New York, and a Chancellor Emeritus of the Academy of American Poets. In 2000, he was named United States Poet Laureate. He once stated, "One does not live for the sake of poetry. No, the reverse is true. Poetry is for the sake of life." He died at age 100 in 2006.